Yeah, their grievances is for the most part it's warranted, although not on every point. But on a maybe a little over 50% of their grievance is valid. You know, I was only 23 years old, and not that age should be excusable for bad behavior, but I made a couple foolish, hasty decisions, and one of those decisions was to separate from my former spouse and, skedaddle. I mean, leave, depart, abandon, leave behind. And I did that. I walked out on the marriage, and of course, created a ripple effect for the next, for 30, 40 years after that. It hasn't, and that's because we share a mutual child together. We had a child, and that's why there's still a connection through a child. And otherwise, it would probably just be out of sight, out of mind if it wasn't for our common interest. But yeah. So I feel bad. I still feel bad about. I mean, I've looked back on things that could have been different had I made some different choices, better choices, not just on a personal level, but on the level of family. You are supposed to try to be a good father and a good husband, and you're supposed to do it to the best of your ability. But I still had sort of a party spirit. I was still kind of independent, so I didn't really consider. I mean, we cooperated with each other on many things, on many decisions. We cooperated. For the most part, we got along and we agreed on certain stuff. We were both. She was trying to be a good homemaker, and I was trying to facilitate that. So we would, go shopping together and purchase things that we needed, furniture and stuff like that, and toys for our son, and other things that he needed since he was a baby. We would try to give him not just the necessities, but things for his entertainment and enjoyment. We try to provide for our son. But that was when we were together. But after we split up, of course, the bond between us kind of deteriorated, and although there was a little bit of attachment, for obvious reasons, but and it took a while thereafter to recover from that incident, from that divorce. The feelings of hatred and animosity and anger was definitely there. Not on my part, on her part. She was so angry and upset because I'm the one that basically pulled the carpet out from underneath her feet. Creating an unstable situation. I was kind of being a jerk a little bit. I shouldn't have seen it from a selfish perspective. I should have seen it from a sympathetic perspective. I should have been more sympathetic and understanding, because she was, because of her, not only her personal background, but because you're supposed to defend the weaker. You're supposed to defend your spouse. You're supposed to defend your family, no matter what. You're not supposed to, leave them hanging, or hang them out to dry, economically or spiritually or emotionally or mentally. You're supposed to be a supporter in all aspects of your humanity. But I didn't want to. But looking back on it, I feel bad about it. I feel bad about some of the choices I made. I have some regrets. But unfortunately, when the damage is done, sometimes you try to go out back and fix it. It'll just make it worse. And tried to reconcile the situation, but it was too far. It was too far gone. The relationship, it had deteriorated because it was an act of betrayal. And when there's an act of betrayal, it's never the same. The relationship's never the same after betrayal, and never that there will always be a lack of trust. There'll always be you can probably reconcile on a from a humanly speaking, but you won't be fully reconciled on a emotional, spiritual level. It will just be on a humanitarian level, just for physical humanity. It's not, but there'll always be that remembrance of, oh, what did they do to me? What did they do to you? They betrayed the trust. They defied truth. They went against truth. They were false. They falsified. They lied. They cheated. They stole. They committed adultery. That's an act of betrayal. Adultery, idolatry, thievery. That's all betrayal. That's not a trusting, lasting relationship if you have any of those factors. And they're all sins according to the Bible. Not just the Bible, not just the Bible of the Hebrews, but the spiritual writings of many religions say that there's certain things you don't do. One of them is you don't lie, you don't cheat, you don't steal, you don't defraud your partner, your marriage partner, even those to be your marriage partner. You're not supposed to cheat on them and have extramarital affairs or fornicate. Even before marriage, you're not supposed to have multiple partners. And there's a good reason for it. It's very obvious why those prohibitions are there. We see it over and over and over in our society. We see it on the news. We see it on these talk shows and Geraldo or these other talk shows. Springer. They reveal the ugliness of adultery and fornication. It's ugly. It's not pretty. There's nothing to be proud of when you commit adultery on your spouse. It's shame. It's disgraceful. And I'm glad they still mock it when they play it, when they have it on these shows. It makes it look more detestable and more gross. Yuck. How could you do that? It's shame. And they get on TV like, oh, cool, we're on TV. We're going to reveal all of our sins to the public. And that's, well, I'm glad that they do, because it shows the ugly face of sins, of things that are abominable to the Creator. It makes it look even more ugly.